Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks ever so much for tuning in for another pick a card reading. If you're new or a returning viewer, it's lovely to have you here. So today's pick a card reading, we are doing, what is their honest, or how would they honestly describe you if they were describing you to somebody, I don't know, like their best friend or their mum or maybe a work colleague, how would they describe you? And I think the operative word is honestly. So obviously this reading like this is going to contain a little bit of light and shade. So I just want to sort of put that in there. But let's get straight to our 4 groups today. Okay guys, so we are using all the queens of the deck today. So pile number 1 is the Queen of Pentacles, beautiful Queen of Pentacles. That is pile number 1. And the beautiful little green heart here. Just hold up there for you to see. Then we've got pile number 2, which is the equally lovely Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords. Pile number 2 with the little black bead for the Queen of Swords. Pile number 3 is the lovely Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands there with the carnelian stone for the Queen of Wands. And then the last pile, last but not least, is the gorgeous Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups there and the little silver heart. So there you go. Those are our 4 piles. Those are our 4 groups to choose from today. And like I always say, just go with the one that is calling to you, the one that seems to speak to you the most. That's probably got the messages that you're meant to hear today. There might be more than one pile, which is absolutely fine. Remember, it is general, so just take what resonates. If it doesn't resonate with you, then it's probably not your message. It's likely for somebody else, and it is timeless, so it's good for whenever you're finding it. But other than that, I'll see you in your reading. Bye for now. Hey pile number 1, and welcome back to your reading. So today's reading, we're looking, aren't we, at how would your person, the love interest on your mind, honestly describe you. So you chose to come into the reading under the Queen of Pentacles, this beautiful, beautiful depiction of the Queen of Pentacles. I mean, she just looks so gorgeous, doesn't she? And just so relaxed, so comfortable in her own skin. But there you go, that is the beautiful Queen of Pentacles with the lovely little green heart here. So I'm going to put that there. So apologies for my little finger here. I've still got a little bit, for those that have been watched me before, I had a little bit of a problem in the garden, and I've had a little bit of an accident with my finger, which is why it's all bandaged up. So apologies if it doesn't look that great. But anyway, so we also have some oracle cards, but let's take a look at those. So we have card number 39, Raindrops. Take a chance on them. Take a chance on them. Okay. Then we have, this is our archetype cards, and we've got light and shade in this. So this is the Angel card. Angel. So the light attributes for that are helping those in need with no expectation of return, and the shadow attributes are acting innocent or angelic to mislead others, falsely claiming to be in touch with angelic guidance. So those are the 2 aspects of that card. And then we also have the Black Egg. Now straight away this confirms that it's the light attribute of that card actually for you here, because I mean they would describe, first of all, I mean we just take the first card, I mean the Queen of Pentacles is a card of somebody who is very much in touch with her own sense of self-worth. So I think they would say that you're very confident. I mean, you look very confident in this card, very self-assured, very attractive. The Queen of Pentacles is somebody who takes really good care of themselves. So I think they would say you are very, very, very attractive. You might be quite mature. You don't have to be mature in age, but you just might have a mature outlook or a mature demeanour. Somebody who is completely comfortable in their own skin, so like I say, very, very confident and just very attractive, really knows how to pamper herself. So you might be somebody that they would describe who knows how to dress well, who looks good, who smells good. I mean, the Queen of Pentacles is somebody who is in touch with her senses, really. So she, the way she looks, the way she smells, the way she moves, all of that is really important to her, and that would come across to, that comes across to other people. So I think this person would say you're very elegant, you're very poised, You're just really, there's something really attractive about it, and you're just so relaxed. I mean, this queen has actually got her eyes closed. I feel like she's somebody who's just really relaxed, and maybe she's learnt that through her life, really. So she might not have always been, they might say about you that you might not have always been like that, but now you're at a point in your life where you are very sure of yourself or very confident, and they can see that about you. Now, with the black egg here, this card is a card of authenticity and truth. It's a card of speaking the truth. And it makes me feel that they see you as somebody who's very honest, very truthful, very authentic, very real. So there's nothing false about you. That is what they would say about you. And it goes with the angel, the light attributes. You know, I think they see you as very kind as well, because it says helping those in need with no expectation of return. I think you're in a position maybe or a point in your life and they would say, look, you know, you are comfortable in yourself, and you feel because of that, you know, because you are comfortable in yourself, because you are confident in yourself, sure of yourself, you know, you are able to give openly to others because you fill up your own, you know, you fill up yourself first, really. You've got a full tank, if you like, so you are able to give out to other people. And I think the angelic card here, you know, about being very angelic, very loving and caring to others. And of course, the Queen of Pentacles is a very loving and nurturing energy. She's equally fantastic, both in terms of being a nurturer and a carer, as well as being very career orientated. So they might describe you or say that you are very career orientated as well, or you could be very family orientated. So you could be both of those things or either of those things. Now, take a chance on them. This card is really about somebody who's maybe been through quite a lot, maybe shut themselves away, but now they are ready to come out into the world, really. So maybe this person has seen you go through quite a lot in your life, and maybe you had to go through a period of solitude or being on your own, but now you're ready, you're confident in yourself, and you're ready to come out into the world. And maybe they are thinking, I want you to take a chance on me. So maybe there's something about that but there's a kindness to this card as well, isn't there? Because, you know, these two people, this person is sharing their umbrella with the other person. They are wanting to shelter them from the rain. So I feel like they're seeing you as kind, as somebody who now is maybe ready as well to be open to new relationships, possibly. But anyway, so that's a really great start there. So let's just get a tarot out and see how do they honestly. So how does, I'm not going to use that, I haven't asked the question yet, but how does, you know, if part number one's person, how would they honestly describe part number one? Thank you very much if you have subscribed, liked, commented. I really do appreciate that. It means a lot to me. It's not just something I say, it really does mean a lot. And it gives me a lot of motivation. You know, people subscribe and they hit the like button and they leave a comment. It really gives me a lot of motivation to carry on. So thanks ever so much for doing that. And if you feel that you want to do that, you know, it just takes a couple of seconds, then I would very much appreciate it. But let's see, how would they honestly describe, how would part number one's person honestly describe part number one? Five of Swords, so that goes with that whole thing about maybe you've been through a lot. Five of Swords here. How would they honestly describe part number five here? Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. And then we've got the Sun card. And at the bottom of the deck we have the Chariot. The Chariot card here. I don't know if you can see that there. Chariot, okay. So with the Chariot being the overall arching energy, I think they would describe you as somebody who's very, very focused on their goals and achieving what they want. I think with the Queen of Pentacles, you're probably somebody who's quite ambitious, or they see you as somebody who's very ambitious, very confident, very together. The Chariot is about somebody who is moving towards what they want in a very focused way. I mean, to get to the Queen of Pentacles, you'd have to be like that. You would have to be incredibly goal-orientated, very focused, very together. You know, and underneath that, we also have the Devil card. So I think with the Devil card, they would basically describe you as you might be a massive temptation for this person, because the devil is a massive temptation, is somebody who, or, you know, we're describing it as, you know, how you would honestly describe somebody, that they are a huge temptation. You might be incredibly, this person might be thinking of you a lot. You know, they might be kind of a bit obsessed with you, actually, because that is the devil card. So I feel like this person is really thinking of you a lot. They would describe you as somebody who's very, very tempting. Somebody who really, because this devil here, I mean, she just looks, I mean, this particular depiction of the devil, she just looks very, very, very attractive, doesn't she? Very enticing, very, you know, very alluring. So I think they are really drawn in by you, and they find you as somebody who's very, 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 yeah, somebody who kind of pulls them in, really. Maybe a lot of charisma and a lot of sort of sex appeal to you. But certainly somebody who's very focused and driven by what they want. Now, you might be in Chariot, you might be not close to this person, but you certainly are somebody who likes to do things quickly. They would say that you are somebody who, when they know what they want, they just go for it. Now, with the Sun card here, they see you as somebody who essentially is now a happy person, but you may not have always been that way, and they may know this. This person that you're thinking of may know this, because you've got the Five of Swords, which can talk about winners and losers. Now, it may be that this is an ex that you're thinking about and how they might describe you, because this might be a situation that came into separation for some of you. And the Five of Swords is about winners and losers, and maybe in that situation, it was tricky for you, and this person knew it was tricky for you in some way. Four of Pentacles is somebody, again, who likes material comfort, who likes, so I would say that they would describe you, honestly describe you as somebody who likes material comfort, likes to be secure and stable in their life, you know, likes to know what is what, likes to make sure they've got everything paid on time, likes to make sure that they've got enough to get by in life, is not somebody who is particularly a risk taker. So I don't think they believe you to be a risk taker. I think they would honestly describe you as somebody who's solid, stable, settled, really puts a lot of value on material stability and security, and that would definitely go with the Queen of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles shows that they feel that you are somebody who is essentially collaborative, who gets on with everybody, who is able to talk to others, who is able to, you might be a bit of a master or a mistress of what you do, because the Three of Pentacles is somebody who is, you know, that people go to for advice in terms of whatever it is that they do. So in terms of your work or your career, or you just might be somebody that people can rely on and that people turn to, and that is how they would honestly describe you. Somebody that people can turn to, can talk to, that you collaborate with them, that you see them as an equal, that you're not going to try to, that you're going to be honest, essentially, that you're honest and authentic. That is how they view you. It may be as well that if you're in separation from this person, they may want to, or they may be hopeful that you'll collaborate with them again, that you'll work with them again. That could be, you know, that you'll take a chance on them again, and that might be how they're honestly describing you as well. But certainly somebody who brings them a lot of sunshine and is also now in a sunnier place in their life, when they may have gone through trials and tribulations in life that have brought them a lot of disappointment, where there might have been a lot of ups and downs for them. But with this Queen of Pentacles, you know, they are now in a much more balanced and stable situation. And are still, you know, still, even though they might have gone through suffering themselves, even though they might have seen you go through some kind of suffering yourself, you're still giving to others, you're still kind, you're still able to give over to other people, and they love that about you. But let's see what else we've got. Let's see what else we've got here. No, let's do that one actually. How would pile number one's person honestly describe pile number one? Okay, so we've got the Queen of, no, it's not the Queen of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles here. So the King of Pentacles. Okay, so they might be describing you as their sort of counterpart, somebody they see that they want to, because you've got the King and the Queen here. How would they describe pile number one, please? How would they honestly describe pile number one, please? Oh, the Ace of Cups. How would they honestly describe pile number one, please? Not that one. Or we've got the two have shown themselves, okay. So we've got Wheel of Fortune, and we've got the Three of Swords. And the overarching energy being the Two of Cups. I feel like what they would want to say is that I want to be with pile number one. I definitely want to be with pile one. If I've come into separation from them, which I may have done with the Three of Swords, where there may have been a lot of pain and upset with the Five of Swords as well. Maybe I've come into separation from them. Maybe there's been heartache in this situation, or I feel a sense of loss. I think that's how I would. I feel a sense of loss around pile number one. I feel heartache around pile number one, but I want to begin again with them because they have got an enormous heart, and I now recognise how much I care for them, because this is the Ace of Cups. So I feel like they would describe you as somebody that they want to have a new beginning with, a new beginning in love with, certainly. Or certainly somebody as well, maybe with the Ace of Cups, who's beginning, or they can see is beginning to love themselves more, is beginning to fill up their own cup, is beginning to show themselves a lot of appreciation and self-love. And that would go with the Queen of Pentacles, because she is not backwards and coming forwards in terms of appreciating herself, of giving love to herself, of giving care and nurture to herself. And maybe they can see that, and they would say, look, pile number one knows now, or really is aware of how to nurture and care for themselves. They're very self-aware. They are very keen to look after themselves in every way possible, and that means giving themselves a lot of self-love, both in their body, in terms of their body and how they take care of it, but also in terms of loving themselves and being confident about themselves. They're exciting. With the Wheel of Fortune here, I think they would describe you as exciting. They may say, you bring a lot of, you might bring a lot of highs and lows to them, or you might bring a lot of highs and lows to them, because that sometimes can be the Wheel of Fortune, where it's been up and it's been down. Or they may say that you've been, and that would go with the Five of Swords and the Sun card, and the opposite card here, that you've been in your life through a lot of highs and lows, through a lot of cycles. Maybe a lot of healing has taken place, and now you're in a really good space, and they can see that about you. Now, the overarching energy is the Two of Cups, which means they would describe you as somebody who they really would love to get along with, who maybe they do get along with, who they want to have a chance with, because the Two of Cups is about union. It is about partnership. It is about a relationship underpinned by a strong friendship. So maybe they would describe you as well as somebody who is a very good friend to them. But also there's something romantic in this card here. So I would say that they would see you as somebody who they would romantically like to be connected with. But the Two of Cups is about harmony, and it's about balance. So I would think on the whole, they see you as being a harmonious, balanced person, somebody who again is very kind and friendly. That is the Two of Cups. It's a card of unity and friendliness and companionship and all of that. Now the King of Pentacles, you can't help but notice, you came in on the Queen of Pentacles, and now we've got the King of Pentacles, and it makes me feel that this person, and it goes very much with the energy of the Two of Cups, sees you as that other person, sees you as or would describe you as somebody that they want to be in a settled, stable, committed relationship, because that is what the King and the Queen of Pentacles do. They create a settled, committed relationship, and they are two people that are seen in the Ten of Pentacles, which is that beautiful scene of all the family, sharing each other's company, living in comfort, everyone together. So it has that sense of sort of commitment and loyalty to it, and I think that's what the King and the Queen of Pentacles are. So they see you as a counterpart, their counterpart, and maybe if you've come in separation from them, they would honestly say, look, I would really hope that pile number one would give me a chance here to be with them again, because although we've had this heartache and loss and separation, essentially I feel that this person is so lovely and loving and giving and caring and honest and authentic, that I would want to share my life with them. So that is how they would honestly describe you, pile number 1, which has been a lovely reading. If you like the reading, then please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now. Hey, pile number 2, and welcome back to your reading. So today we're doing, aren't we? How would the person on your mind, the person that you're thinking about, how would they, your love interest, how would they honestly describe you if they were describing you to somebody, like their best friend or a work colleague or their mum or someone like that? How would they describe you? So you chose to come into the reading under the Queen of Swords. The beautiful Queen of Swords. There she is. Fantastic. Okay, and also the black bead. Now, I don't know if I mentioned it in the beginning, but I have cut my finger. I'm sorry, it does look a little bit unsightly. But it's all good. My bandage has to stay on for a couple of weeks or so. So just to be aware of that. So sorry about that. So we've also got some oracle cards. So let's see what these are. So you have got card number 42, which says homeward. Take yourself out on the date. So straight away from these 2 cards, I would say that this person is thinking that you're very independent. You're an incredibly independent person, that you don't, you're able to be on your own. You're able to live on your own. You're able to survive on your own. You are, I would say you're very broad-minded. I think you're extremely broad-minded. The Queen of Swords is very, very, very intellectual, very clever. I think they think you're very clever. Very intellectual. You might be involved in some sort of an intellectual a career or job, or maybe you're a writer because this person's got a quill in her hand. Maybe you are a writer. You're a person of ideas, because swords is all about ideas and communication. So you might work with ideas or communication or teaching or writing or something like that, and they they think that you have got a really good brain. Definitely, you are somebody who is very determined, very strong, very honest. The Queen of Swords is very honest. I mean, sometimes very blunt. So they might say, because remember, we're honestly describing you, or we're sort of saying how they would honestly describe you, that you might be quite blunt in the way that you communicate sometimes, or sharp in the way that you communicate sometimes, because that can sometimes be the Queen of Swords. But it's not done with malice, it's just done because you're very honest and you don't know how else to be, really. You might be sort of international. I'm thinking of all these stars at the back. It's reminding me of the European Union. So some of you might be, might be from all over the world, really. You might be very psychic with the cat here. I feel like in some ways you might be quite psychic, or they might describe you as somebody who just kind of knows things, just kind of knows stuff, really. That other people don't necessarily sense or see. I feel like you might be quite clairvoyant or have a lot of insight, and they know that, and they will describe you as that. But you're certainly somebody who's very independent and knows her own worth. Is happy to spend time on their own. So that is kind of initially what I'm seeing with these 2 cards. Then we have we've got Pioneer. Now this is the archetype cards, and we've got light and shadow attributes here. So the light attribute is passion for doing and creating what has not been done before, and the shadow attribute of that is compulsive need to keep moving on. Okay, so you are a pioneer. You are somebody, and that goes with the Queen of Swords, because she's very, very, very intelligent. So there's always new ideas. This is it reminds me of sort of like a light bulb, even though you've got a heart there. I feel like you've always got new ideas, and they know that about you. You're always creating new things, or doing new things, or maybe talking about new stuff, or maybe talking about and reading about things other people. You might be ahead of your time, that kind of thing. That's how they view you. And we have the wolf. The wolf. Now, the wolf is an interesting creature because it's very protective. So I think they feel that you would be very protective of the people that you give your time to. And with the Queen of Swords, I think they feel that you're somebody who doesn't waste your time on sort of like shallow relationships. You're not really interested in shallow relationships. You're only interested in relationships that are truthful, that are honest, that are authentic. You're not going to waste your time on a lot of kind of like, some of those people that maybe have like 200 friends or something. You're going to have your few friends, your close friends, and they are going to be valuable relationships that you've maybe had for a long time, and that where there's a lot of trust, and you value your time together. That's the kind of person you are. Now, the wolf is very much a protector spirit. They're reliable, a bit like the Queen of Swords. And with her sword, you know, she's holding her sword there. I feel like they're seeing you as somebody who would be very protective of all of those that are around them, that they love and that they are close to. They wouldn't fall short of being protective and standing up for anyone that's close to them, but also the underdog. I feel like they probably think that you are very good at standing up for the underdog or for any cause which needs a voice, that's kind of downtrodden in some way. Because the wolves are fearless, and they are pack animals, aren't they? They put the needs of the pack alongside their own needs. So although you also have the lone wolf element here, I think they would describe you as somebody who's able to be independent, able to be on their own, but will protect those that they love fearlessly and without restraint, because that is the wolf. They are there for the pack, as well as being a lone wolf. So I think they would see you as courageous, strong, authentic, honest, don't suffer fools gladly, independent, full of self-confidence and self-love. But I think what they might say is that emotionally, because the Queen of Swords emotionally is a little bit detached. They might sort of say, well, this person is a little bit detached emotionally, or there's a bit of a barrier to maybe connecting to their heart or to getting close to them for whatever reason. So maybe if this person is trying to get close to you, or trying to be in a relationship with you, or is in a relationship with you, it may be that they would, because remember we're looking at honesty description, they would say, well, I might find it quite hard to get close to pile number 2 because there's a little bit of distance there, or a bit of detachment, or that person tends to protect their heart, and maybe then they find it hard to connect emotionally. But anyway, let's see what else we've got. Let's see, so how would pile number 2's person honestly describe pile number 2, please? Knight of Cups, Ten of Wands, Knight of Cups, Ten of Wands. How would they honestly describe? Nine of Pentacles, again a card of independence. How would they honestly describe part number 2, please? And the Seven of Pentacles. Right, okay. And then the overarching energy is the Seven of Swords. So I think maybe what they would describe, and I don't know what situation you're in with this person that you're thinking about, but the Seven of Swords, I think they would honestly say that you probably have trust issues, possibly with them or just generally. Because the Seven of Swords is a deceitful energy, or it's an energy of, where somebody's done something. Now, it could be because you're coming on the Queen of Swords. I love the Queen of Swords because she is a queen that is had to protect herself, had to protect her heart. She's usually been through a lot in her life emotionally, and so she has got hurt, and she has, found a way of dealing with that hurt by protecting her heart, and that is the Queen of Swords. And it may be, but there's been something or many things in her life where she's had a lot of betrayal and a lot of deceit and a lot of toxicity and things like that. So she's had no choice but to close her heart down rather than continually be hurt. And I feel like this person maybe thinks, or would honestly say, that this pile number 2, through no fault of their own, maybe has some trust issues, or finds it difficult to trust, finds it difficult to connect. But they definitely do have a heart, because we've got the Knight of Cups here. So I know that pile number 2 definitely has a heart. They definitely feel things deeply, certainly with the Knight of Cups here, because that is a deep card, a romantic card, and that goes with the Queen of Swords. It's not that she doesn't have a heart, obviously, it's just that heart has been, battered and bruised, so she's had to find a way to protect it, but it is there. And I think this person can recognise that, they can see that, and they may have romantic feelings towards you, or have a sense of maybe something about them wanting to connect in with you, but maybe finding that it's tricky. Because these two people, if you see them in the picture, they want to come close to each other. They're just on the verge of kissing, but they're not quite doing it, are they? They can't quite manage to get that close. So it makes me feel that they are wanting to get close to you, but maybe they're finding that there are barriers or blocks in some ways to them getting towards you. That's the other way of reading that card. The Ten of Wands shows me that they feel that that you might they might see that you're going through quite a heavy situation or quite difficult times at the moment, or you're coming out of a tough cycle, because that is the Ten of Wands. It is a tough cycle. It's the ending of a tough cycle, because tens is the endings of something. It's an excess of something, but it always cancels down to one. So maybe they're thinking, well, you're coming out of a tough cycle. And we've got the Nine of Pentacles here, which again is that card of independence. So it makes me feel maybe you're in separation from this person. And you've come out of a difficult situation with them, and you've closed off your heart to them, and you're now independent, and they can see that, and they're saying that she's, or not, I keep saying she, but it doesn't have to be she, the Queen of Swords, they are independent now, they are on their own, they're happy to be on their own, they are, enjoying the fruits of their labour. And all these cards here, goes well with this one, is somebody that's also on their own, and they are happy to be on their own. They are growing. This woman is picking flowers, she's maybe doing some gardening, she's nurturing and growing, which is symbolic of nurturing and growing herself, and they can see that in you. And the Seven of Pentacles again is about tending to something, nurturing, growing it really. But it could also mean that this situation is on pause in some way with the Seven of Pentacles, or this person is thinking, or what I would honestly say is that the situation with pile number 2 is on pause at the moment. We're taking a better step back, and it might have something to do with some trust or some issues that went on, or maybe there were some secrets, maybe somebody, because this woman is overhearing, she's listening to something, isn't she? She's listening in. Maybe she's listening into a conversation that she shouldn't be listening into. But there's something that maybe that went on or that went down in this situation, and it's caused the situation to come into the situation or separate. But I think this person would honestly say, look, I still have romantic feelings towards pile number 2. And I just, I'm hoping that they still have them for me. But there's there's sort of like at the moment, I feel it's hard to get to pile number 2 because the barriers are up. But it's not over for me. Seven of Pentacles, I think what they would honestly say. It's not over for me because I think it's more on pause rather than completely finished. Anyway, so that's kind of what I would say here. But let's see what else we've got. So how would they honestly describe? How would pile number 2's person honestly describe pile number 2? How would they honestly describe pile number 2, please? How would they honestly describe part number 2? Knights. I think that is the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles. How would they honestly describe part number 2? The Chariots. Okay. How would they honestly describe pile number 2, please? How would they honestly describe pile number 2? The High Priestess. How would they honestly describe pile number 2? And then the Knight of Cups again. So you've got the Knight of Cups twice. So you might actually be a bit like what I was saying before when I saw the quill in the underneath is the Nine of Cups. The quill in the Queen of Swords hand, you might be a creative, because the Knight of Cups coming up twice says to me that they believe that they would describe you as somebody who's very creative. Maybe a writer, maybe a poet, maybe an actress or an actor, maybe a painter, a sculptor, somebody who is just very creative, has a lot of creativity, certainly. But with the Knight, with the High Priestess here, it's also what I said when I saw the cat in the Queen of Swords. I think they would describe you as very intuitive and psychic. I think you have a lot of psychic abilities. You are very intuitive, but also you might be hidden from them. You might be out of reach, and that could also go with the Queen of Swords. They can't access you. I think that's how they would describe you. They have romantic feelings towards you, certainly, because the Knight of Cups comes up twice. They would say, look, I feel very romantic towards pile number 2, but there is a definite block or something in the way of me being able to access them. And it could be that you're keeping yourself hidden or private. Maybe this is about an ex that you're talking about, that you're just asking and just wondering, you know, how they would describe you. I think they would say you're very intuitive and psychic, but you are out of reach. You are hidden in some way. You are some kind of hidden person to them. You're incredibly creative, like I said. You're a hard worker, and you know, I think they would say you're a very hard worker, and that you are not shy about working slowly, methodically towards achieving your dreams. That is the Knight of Pentacles. And it could also be that they want to move slowly towards you, and that's how they would honestly describe you, as somebody that they would want to honestly move towards, because the overarching energy is the Nine of Cups, and that is wish fulfillment. The Nine of Cups is a wish fulfillment card, and I think they see you as somebody who would be their wish, their dream come true, somebody who would tick all the boxes for them. It's certainly a dream for them, but there's something about them feeling that they are blocked from being able to do that by however it is that you're acting, either through just keeping yourself to yourself, keeping yourself detached, not opening up emotionally. That's what they think. That's how they would describe you, as being emotionally unavailable, if you like, as well as maybe even, you know, physically, geographically being unavailable. Maybe you're somebody that they can just only hear about or see or connect with virtually, so something like that. And they would love to be able to come towards you. I think that's what they want to do, in a focused way. Now, it's funny because we have the Knight of Pentacles, which is slow energy, and we have the Chariot, which is quick energy. So maybe as well, they don't, with those two opposites, I think they find you a bit of a puzzle. Maybe they, pile number 2, they find you a little bit puzzling. You might, to them, possibly give them mixed signals or mixed messages, and they don't know how to read that. Because 1 minute you're slow, 1 minute you're fast, or something like that. Or there could be a bit of backwards and forwards. That they're not, that makes them feel again that they can't attain you. Yeah, you might keep them guessing, something like that. That's so a bit of a puzzle for them. And that would definitely go with the High Priestess here. But certainly with the Knight of Cups coming out twice, I mean, this person has a lot of romance towards you. Certainly they feel inspired. I think they feel inspired by you, but maybe even more so because they feel like it's so hard to access you. It's so hard to it's so hard to be around you or get near you, or like this, almost like this card actually, with the Seven of Swords, you know, with this person straining with their ear against the wall, straining to find out what's being said. I feel like it might be this person straining, thinking, oh, you know, I can't find out. I can't access pile number 2. I can't find out about them. They keep themselves so hidden. This could also be, you know, it is a hidden, the Seven of Swords is a hidden energy in some way. So it could be that they're thinking that you are very hidden from them. But definitely you are, you know, a wish fulfillment. You are somebody that they see as being absolutely a dream come true for them, 100%. I mean, you know, but it's just interesting that they also view you as somebody who's so unobtainable for them. So maybe it's a crush situation you're thinking about, you know, or maybe it's an ex or something like that where you've come into separation. You might be their boss or something like that, or a manager over them, where it'll be hard to express, you know, where from your point of view, it's hard to let them know how you're feeling because, you know, maybe they wouldn't be appropriate or something like that. But this person definitely would describe you as somebody that they would love to have a romance with, that they would love to be in a romance with, that they, but there's something so mysterious about you, I think, for them. They see you as a real mystery, somebody who's totally self-contained and capable of looking after themselves, but so deep. Maybe they also see that you've got a depth to you with the Knight of Cups here twice that isn't so obvious on the surface, but they know that there's a deep deepness to you, and they find that really, really, they find that a puzzle. They love it, but they find it puzzling. You've got layers. I think that's what I want to say. I think they would describe you as somebody who has a lot of layers to them. But anyway, pile number 2, that's been your reading. I hope you've liked it. If you have, please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now. Hey, pile number 3, and welcome back to your reading. So today's pick a card reading is, how would the person on your mind, your love interest, how would they honestly describe you? So we are underlining the word honestly. And you chose to come into the reading under the fantastic, I love this Queen of Wands. Look at that. Beautiful Queen of Wands. So much light around her. She's just so full of light, this Queen of Wands, yeah? And the carnelian, so this little carnelian stone here. So let's put that there. Also got some other oracle cards. Let's see what they are. Oh, beautiful. Card number 14, it says, thorns, weave together the crown that you deserve. And there's all these 3 women of these 3 generations working together. Weave together the crown you deserve. Beautiful, all these roses everywhere. These are beautiful red roses, aren't they? And then you've got, oh, Liberators. This is the light, this is the archetypes, Caroline Mace's archetype cards. And this one is the Liberator. The Liberator. And the light attribute is freeing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns. And the shadow attribute is imposing your own tyranny over those you claim to liberate and ignoring legitimate constraints. So let's leave that there. Sorry about my finger. I was saying in the other 2 parts, I hurt my finger. If you've not seen one of my readings before, I hurt my finger in the garden, and I've got this very oversized bandage, which needs to stay here for a couple of weeks. So it doesn't look very nice, I know, but needs must. So just to be aware of that. Sorry about that. And then we've also got the Firefly. Again, a lot of light here. I feel like this person, oh gosh, with you coming in under the Queen of Wands, I mean, I just think the Queen of Wands is so out there, isn't she? She's so confident and charismatic and sociable and fun-loving. I mean, this Queen of Wands just looks so happy. So I think they would honestly describe you as somebody who's very charismatic, very fun-loving, very sociable, somebody who just emanates a lot of light and love. So a very positive force. I think they would describe you as somebody who's very positive and probably a very positive force for them in their life. Again, with the Firefly, you know, the Fireflies burn bright, don't they? They burn bright. And maybe they would say, you know, you've got a lot of energy, and you know how to work that energy. You know how to work the room, if you like. You know how to you know, draw people to you. You've got a magnetic force, a magnetic energy to you, like the fireflies. You know, they amaze people, don't they? When they shine brightly in the trees, they amaze everybody, so they look so bright and fantastic amidst the darkness. So I would say, and especially with all these little tea lights, you know, they would see you as somebody who shines bright, who stands out amidst other, you know, amongst other people. You are somebody who is not someone who's sort of like you know, is unnoticeable. You are very noticeable, and you know that you're very noticeable because you've got a lot of confidence about you, and they love it. They think you're very, very, very confident. But you've got a lot of, you are very, I mean, the Queen of Wands is very, very, very attractive. She's very sexy. She's very charismatic. She has a lot of magnetism to her. So I think they're feeling that about you. But with the, I mean, obviously with the Queen, all the Queens are very wise, but with this card, I feel like they think there's a lot of generosity to you, because this card is about, you know, look, it says, thorns, weave together the crown you deserve, and this card is about, look, you know, with the Queen, you've got your own crown and you know that, but you're not above helping others, supporting others to also wear their crown, to also do their best, to also be their best. So I think they would describe you as somebody who's very generous. And with all these roses, I think that this person, there is love in this person feels love for you. I mean, passionate love, because these are red roses all in this card. And with the Liberator, it goes with all this energy. There's a hell of a lot of energy in your cards here, and I think this person sees you as having an enormous amount of energy. And I'm not surprised that you've got the Liberator, because that is about something. Look, even this person is holding this baton, this fire baton, you know, this light. Again, you know, we've got 2 depictions of you holding light, of you being free. I mean, I think they think you're a free soul. I think that you might be a free spirit, just somebody who is completely comfortable with themselves and totally out for fun and new experiences. Maybe you're somebody who likes to travel, to experience new and different things. You are, yeah, you're a liberator and an innovator. That's kind of what I would say this person would describe you as, somebody who shines bright. Maybe you are a performer. You could be a performer in some way because there's all these little lights. And with all these little lights around, I just feel like you're very popular. They would describe you as somebody who's incredibly, incredibly popular. But you have a black cat here with this Queen of Wands. It makes me feel like this person thinks you're a survivor as well. You're somebody who, if they get knocked down, will get back up again. A bit like the cat, you know, and the idea of the cat having 9 lives. You are somebody who will get back up on your feet, no problem. If you experience any difficulties, you have that strength of character to do that, and that you maybe they've sort of seen you go through lots of different things, and you keep coming back stronger and stronger and stronger. You know, you have the ability to shine all the time. And you also, with the Liberator, you know, you're there to defend others as well. You know, you're happy to stand up for other people, to set free others who may not be, you know, as lucky, or you might be quite a somebody who is, because with this Queen of Wands holding this wand up like that, I feel like it's also, she's holding up this baton here, and I just feel like, you know, you could be somebody who fights for causes, fights for, you know, things that they believe in, who fights for the underdog, that kind of, there's that kind of flavour to you, and I think this person sees that. But I think there's a lot of chemistry. I think with all this light and fire and passion, there's a lot of chemistry. I think this person will say there's a lot of chemistry between me and pile number 3. There's a lot of attraction. I find that person very, very, very attractive. They stand out to me. But let's see what else we've got for you. How would they honestly describe you? So how would pile number 3's person honestly describe pile number 3? How would they honestly describe pile number 3, please? How would they honestly describe pile number 3? So we have the 7 of Wands. Again, there's a lot of strength in that 7 of Wands. It goes with all the other cards, and you've got love on the chest there. Again, all this fire, King of Wands. My goodness, so it's funny because in pile, I think it was in pile number 1, that was the Queen of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles came out. And also now you've got the Queen and the King of Wands in this pile as well. So how would they describe pile number 3, please? How would they honestly describe pile number 3? Death. We've got the Death card. And we have the 10 of Wands. Yeah, I mean, I think they would say, the overarching energy is the 2 of Wands, that you're somebody has a huge amount of energy, and maybe just somebody who goes, you know, is always on to the next thing, is basically always on to the next thing. Maybe they would say, you know, because we are looking at an honest description, so maybe they would say that, you know, the flip side of it is that maybe with the 2 of Wands being the overarching energy, that it's sometimes difficult to pin you down. That might be something what they would say, you know, it's hard for them to pin you down. So maybe commitment isn't your thing. Maybe they're thinking commitment isn't your thing. That's how they would describe you with the 2 of Wands here, that you're always kind of looking for the next. Because the firefly, they do shine extremely brightly, but they don't shine for long. So maybe they think, well, you know, you are somebody who I can't, you know, pile number 3 is not somebody that I can tie down, that I can pin down, that I can, you know, hold down. They're just always going to be on to the next thing. They've got too much energy, too much enthusiasm for life, too much love of life to want to sort of settle down in any one thing, really. But with the King of Wands, I think they see you as somebody who is, you know, possibly a divine counterpart for them, because you've got the Queen of Wands and then you've got the King of Wands. But again, the King of Wands is incredibly passionate. There's a lot of fire. You know, with all that fire, you know, there's a sort of a feeling as well with them that you've got all the fire, the charisma, the magnetism, the you know, the sexual tension, the energy, the attraction, all of that. But maybe they're feeling that you're not somebody who would want to settle down, or would want to be stable or secure or pinned down in some way. Even though I think they feel love for you, because they've even got love on this chest of this person here that is breaking free. So even though they've got love on their chest, I feel like it's a symbol that they can't maybe be in a committed situation, or they can't be tied down. They feel the need to break free from something like that. So I think that's how they would describe you, as somebody who cannot be pinned down to convention, I suppose, to a conventional lifestyle. Maybe they see you as unique, somebody who's unique, and you know, a free, like I said, a free spirit, somebody who can't be tied down. Now the death card shows me that they feel you are a transformative energy. You're somebody who can, and I think I said it here, you know, somebody who with a cat can transform time and time and time again, can regenerate, if you like, time and time and time again. So, you know, they maybe enjoy a lot of change, a lot of different things, a lot of new things. Maybe they're always starting new cycles or new projects, or having lots of new ideas. And I think that's how they see you, as somebody who's always transforming and changing in some way. And with the Ten of Wands, you know, even you are essentially a positive, optimistic person, because even the Ten of Wands is normally like a usually a heavy card where you feel a lot of heaviness. But this Ten of Wands is like she's got lots of flowers on her back. So I just feel like that even, they would say that even when you go through difficult, tough times, you know, you're always optimistic, you're always positive, you always know that that cycle's going to end, it's going to transform, and you're going to be on to the next thing. So they will see you as somebody who regenerates and transforms and moves on to the next thing and keeps themselves upbeat and positive all the time. And with the Two of Wands, that means that sometimes, you know, you can't be pinned down. You can't be, you know, you're always looking, like this girl who's looking up to the moon, you're always looking for the next dream, the next adventure, the next thing to move on to. So I think that's how they would describe you. But let's see what else we've got. So you're a very exciting, fun person to be around, somebody who's incredibly stimulating, somebody who really, you know, this person does feel love for, but they kind of know that they probably wouldn't be able to have a conventional situation with you, because, you know, that's not how they think you want things to be, really. Let's see what else we've got. How else would pile number three's person describe pile number three, please? How else would they describe? Honestly, how would they honestly describe pile number three? Two of Swords. How else would they honestly describe pile number three? The Star. Fantastic. Just going to cover that, the Star. Okay, and then what else have we got? The Five of Swords. Five of Swords. Ten of Cups. And then the Four of Cups. So yeah, this person might find you a little bit, they may find you a little bit up and down sometimes, or it's a bit like what I was saying about not being able to pin you down. I think maybe they, you know, they sometimes feel that you might blow hot and cold sometimes, yeah, because you've got the Star card, which is, again, they see you as somebody who's very popular. I mean, the Star is a very popular card. It's also a card of hope and healing. So they see a lot of hope in you, they see a lot of popularity in you, and you also have the Ten of Cups, which is that you represent emotional happiness to them. And it goes with the love here. You represent emotional happiness, commitment, you know, wanting to be with you. But I think they feel that you might struggle with that a little bit, because we've got the Five of Swords and the Two of Swords, that you can't be kind of confined. You might actually be asking about somebody that you've come into separation from, and about how they view you, because the Five of Swords is about winners and losers. It's about defeat, really. But some people have lost and some people have won. And the Two of Swords, again, is a sort of like a weighing up energy, or not being able to see clearly, a bit of a confused energy. So I feel like sometimes maybe this person is thinking that you sometimes are a little bit mixed in your sort of energies, really, around them and around the situation. So sometimes maybe you want happiness, or sometimes you're saying you want happiness and to be with them, and that you see it as happy and hopeful, but other times you're not really sure. And I think it's because they think that you would find it hard to be in a sort of settled, stable, committed situation, that you find it a bit boring. Because of all these cards here, this is all about excitement. This is all about excitement, living on, sort of like living on the edge, being, having, just being very sociable. And I think that the feeling is that how they would describe you is that you kind of get a bit, you might get a bit bored easily. So you don't really want to be in a conventional situation where you're sort of tied down or pinned down in some way. Maybe the star card also means that they are saying that if you are in separation, if you're asking about somebody that you're in separation from, that they would like some healing in the situation, because the star card is about healing. But they just may feel that you are somebody who would sort of struggle, I think, with the Two of Wands and the Two of Swords here. Somebody who would struggle with a full-on sort of steady, stable, committed connection, really. And the Two of Swords and the Five of Swords is about maybe something that, maybe you've had hurt in the past. Maybe they know that you've had hurt in the past, or you've been hurt in the past, and it's sort of preventing you now from wanting that, or being wary about committing in some way. But there is love. I mean, there is definitely love. You've got the Ten of Wands underneath the Ten of Cups. There's definitely love in this situation. It is something that you both feel, but I just think how this person would honestly see you is that you, or honestly describe you, is that you would somehow be disenchanted, or a bit bored, or not really interested in maybe connecting to them again, or connecting to the situation, or just committing, or just being in something fairly stable and settled, maybe, and conventional. It's not really something that they feel that you kind of embody. You're too much of a free spirit, somebody who's too got too many adventures, if you like, to live, and you don't really want to be held back by something that might be tying you down. You kind of want to break free, if you like, from any restraints, or what you might see as restraints or constraints in some way. But this person definitely feels love for you. They definitely feel a strong attraction for you. They definitely admire you. They see you as somebody who's very strong and capable, somebody who's so popular and so out there, so confident in themselves, and always on to the next thing, always on to the next project, or the next exciting, thing that they kind of want to do. But anyway, pile number 3, that's been your reading. I hope you've liked it. If you have, please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now. Hey, pile number 4, and welcome to your reading. So today we're doing, aren't we? How would this person on your mind, or your love interest, how would they honestly describe you? So you came into the reading under this card, the beautiful Queen of Cups. There she is, the gorgeous Queen of Cups. And in this card, she is pregnant by the looks of it. So there you go. And also the little silver heart. So let's put the silver heart there. So I also pre-shuffled some oracle cards. I mean, I apologise for how unsightly my finger looks, but I had a little bit of an accident in the garden, and so I've got to wear a bandage for a couple of weeks. So sorry about that. But anyway, so we also have, now this is Caroline Mace's archetype oracle deck, and it shows light and shade attributes. Now this is the companion, and the light attributes are loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness. But the shadow attributes are betrayal by misusing confidences, loss of personal identity. So there you go. So those are light and shade. And also we have, card number 44, storm. Every hurricane comes to an end. Every hurricane comes to an end. Right, okay. And then we have a scorpion, which is part of a fire suit, scorpion. So I think what this person would say is that essentially, because you come in under the Queen of Cups, that you are a very loving, nurturing person. Yeah, the Queen of Cups is loving, nurturing, fruitful. I mean, obviously she's very, very, very fertile. She's abundant. Some of you might actually be pregnant or with child or thinking about that. But this person, you know, is sort of very generous. She is, you know, I think she's feeding the fish here. But she's just a very loving, very psychic. So they might describe you as somebody who's very intuitive, very creative. You might be a creative, you might be a poet, an artist, an actress, an actor, a performer, a sculptor, a writer, something like that. Because that is the Queen of Cups, but also something who's very spiritual and psychic as well. But somebody who's very beautiful, because the Queen of Cups always to me is a very beautiful, you know, a sort of classically beautiful person. You know, more than just attractive, really. That's how I always find the Queen of Cups. So I think they think you are very attractive and beautiful. But, you know, with all of that, or saying all of that, with the scorpion, I think they think you can protect yourself, that you are not, although you may have a very soft heart, a very open and loving heart, you know, you can easily defend yourself. And this shows a scorpion with their tail up and the sting in their tail ready, doesn't it? Now, a scorpion will only get like that if they feel under attack. So what I think this says to me is that they know that you have probably got very clear boundaries or good boundaries, and if anybody tries to overstep the mark, they are going to get a sting, they're going to get stung, then you're not going to put up with that. So it says to me that they see you as somebody who's very strong, who can take care of themselves and has very good boundaries and knows when somebody oversteps the mark, how to manage it, how to handle it. So you might have quite a lot of fire in you as well. They might have been at the receiving end of that, and they know that you can sting if you need to. You can stand up for yourself if you need to. Now, the scorpion is also very passionate, also very career-minded. And as the Queen is here, I mean, Queens are always wise energy. They are always independent energy as well. But you might be very career-orientated. They might describe you as being very career-orientated. You know, the scorpion is a person that has friends, but a select few that they would defend fiercely and passionately. You know, you might be somebody who they would describe as maybe, you know, like I say, having a very, you know, you've got clear boundaries, really. You're very strong that way. So nobody, even though you're soft, you have a soft heart, you know, you're not a pushover. I think that's probably how they would describe it. Now, you might have been through some tough times. They might have seen that you've been through some tough times with this, you know, storm card. But you know that it's, you know, you know that you're going to get through those tough times. You know that you can come through those tough times. Because it says every hurricane comes to an end. You know, you're aware that there might be ups and downs in life. There might be cycles in life, but you can get through them. And yet they also might be seeing you as somebody, and it comes right next to the Queen of Cups, as a very good companion, somebody who is loyal, somebody who is unselfish, who is a giver. And that goes really well with the Queen of Cups, because that is what you are. You are a giver. Essentially, at your core, you are a giver. But there might have been certain situations in life which have tested you, which have pushed you, and where you've had to defend yourself. And sometimes you might have had to strike out or hit back in some way. And this person might have, like I say, might have been on the receiving end of that, and they know that you have the ability to do that. But essentially, you are good company, and you are somebody that they find who's very beautiful, actually. And at their core is very loving. But let's see what else we've got for you. Let's see how else. Pile number 3, not number 3, sorry, but that might be an idea to listen to number 3 if you feel called to it. How pile number 4's person would honestly describe pile number 4. Let's see what comes out. How would pile number 4's person honestly describe pile number 4, please. How would they honestly describe pile number 4? I feel like it's that one, which is the 9 of Wands. 9 of Wands. The Ace of Pentacles. How would they honestly describe pile number 4, please? The World. You can see that, the World. And then we have the Page of Cups. Right. And then we also have the 2 of Wands. So this could also be, yeah, so I think it's a bit like what I was saying before. So I think they see you as somebody who, again, like I said, interestingly, with the 9 of Wands, has really clear boundaries, and it goes with the Scorpion. They would honestly describe you as somebody who is perfectly capable and able to stand up for themselves and for what they believe to be right, and they're not going to let anyone in who thinks that they can, control them or, try to, step over them or anything like that. You're just not going to have that. You're very clear that you're not going to have that, because that is the 9 of Wands. Now, you might have been through a lot. So they might describe you as somebody who has been through a lot in their life. They might have had, like I said, a lot of testing situations. But they know, because they've been through so much and they've stood up for themselves and they've gone through these experiences, they know their own strength and they know their own worth. And, they're not going to let anyone going forwards take advantage. And like I say, this person might have been on the receiving end of that. Because in difficult situations, the overarching energy is the 2 of Wands, right? So this girl or this ballerina or this dancer is balancing perfectly on this tightrope between these 2 situations or between these 2 poles, and they're doing it beautifully, they're doing it elegantly. So it makes me feel that in difficult situations, this person thinks that you are able to handle yourself really, really, really well, that you know how to also that you know how to present yourself, that you look, because this person looks really good to me, they look really attractive. So I feel like this person feels that you look really good, that you make the best of whatever resources you've got, and that you are able to remain balanced even in difficult situations. So if you've been in difficult situations, and I feel like you might have been, this person would describe you as somebody who's very, very strong and able to remain poised and balanced in any situation. You might even be a performer, so they might say you're a little bit of a performer, maybe you're an actress or somebody that people look at or see in some way. Now, the World card makes me feel that maybe they think you're very worldly, which means that you are very experienced. I feel like you're very experienced in life, pile number 4. You've got a lot of life experience. And that comes across in your cards, and that might be why you've got the companion card here, because you are very wise. I feel like in many respects, and that would go with the Queen of Cups, you have got a lot of wisdom to you, and I feel this person feels that you would be very worldly, or you are very worldly in your outlook on life. Maybe you're very open-minded as well with the World card here. For some of you, you might actually be swimmers, because we've got this swimmer in the middle here. So you might actually enjoy swimming, some of you. That's just as a very specific message there. But it makes me feel that some of you would quite like to swim. It might be that you are geographically distant from this person that you're thinking of, and that's why you've got the World card as well. Now with the Page of Cups, it tells me, again, with the Queen of Cups, that they see you as maybe somebody that they would like to begin something with the Page of Cups here, because that is like a new beginning in love. It's also a message of love, a communication of love. So maybe they would, honestly describe you as somebody that they would like to give an offer of love to, or to renew love, or something like that, because that is the Page of Cups, or offer a message of love. But the Page of Cups is also sort of like a young energy, a very loving energy. Again, a very caring energy. It's like a crush energy, actually. So this might be a crush that we're talking about here. So you might be their crush or something like that, or they're seeing you as their crush, and that's how they're describing you, because that is the Page of Cups. It can be a crush energy. Now with the Ace of Pentacles, I feel like they're seeing you as very grounded and very down to earth, somebody who has their feet firmly on the ground. So although with the Queen of Pentacles it is quite a dreamy energy, a very psychic, intuitive energy, a nurturing energy, I think with all your experience in life, with everything that you've been through, I feel this person sees you as somebody who's very grounded, actually. So as well as being very dreamy, you also got your feet firmly on the ground with the Ace of Pentacles here. But it also makes me feel that, again, it's about a new beginning. So you've got two cards here, which are new beginnings. You've got the Ace of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. And I feel like this person would describe you as somebody that they want a new beginning with. And maybe the Two of Wands being the overarching energy, it is just something that is hanging in the balance at the moment about, you know, whether they come forward, whether they make a move, or maybe they're just waiting for you to tell them or let them know that you feel something for them as well, because maybe you've got your defences up, your barriers up, and they are not sure about whether you would want to be with them. But they definitely feel that you are somebody that they could have maybe a committed situation with, or begin a committed, with the Ace of Pentacles here, begin something solid and stable. It's like something tangible, that would give them a sense of completion, that would make them feel complete, because the World card is about completeness, really. It's coming full circle. So maybe this situation or this connection, they describe it, you and the connection, as somebody that would give them a sense of completeness, make them feel complete in themselves. And they certainly have a lot of these kind of, I feel like you've given butterflies there's a little bit of a butterfly feeling here with the Page of Cups. But at the moment it might just be sort of like that they're saying, well, I really like pile number 4, but I'm just not sure whether they would let me in, or you know, it's kind of like with the Two of Wands here, things are not, it's not on solid ground, really. It's not on solid ground somehow. But anyway, let's see what else we've got for you. Let's see how else they might honestly describe pile number. So how does pile number 4's person, how they honestly describe pile number 4? How they honestly describe pile number 4, please? Death card. I think that one came out in pile number 3, if you felt drawn to pile number 3. Page of Wands. So Death, Page of Wands. Ace of Cups. Oh gosh. And I feel like that one. And the 8 of Pentacles. Okay. And then we have the King of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So I definitely feel this person, I mean, with the Ace of Cups here, with the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups, and we also have the Page of Cups, and of course we've got the Queen of Cups. So I feel there's a lot of like romance and love in this connection. This person feels that for you, and I feel like it might be somebody that you're asking that you're not, you know, maybe you haven't come into a situation with them. Because the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles is all about new beginnings or new starts. So this person wants a loving new beginning with you. That is what they would honestly, how they would honestly describe you, as somebody that they can envisage having an honest, new and truthful and loving beginning with. And it just makes me feel as well that they feel you have a lot of love within you, a lot of love to share, a lot of love. You might be going through a bit of a transformative process, because these are all butterflies coming out of this cup. This 8 of Pentacles is also this butterfly. This girl is like almost changing, or she has a butterfly, a large butterfly on her, and all the other little butterflies. So they might be seeing you as going through a transformative process. We've also got a butterfly on the Death card, which is also change and transformation. Now, it might be a work connection that you're talking about here with the 8 of Pentacles. But I feel like this person would describe you as somebody who is changing and transforming, and turning into something even more beautiful with all the butterflies here. To them, turning into somebody even more beautiful. So maybe with the Nine of Wands here and the Scorpion. You're just kind of, you know, you have had a difficult time. They know you've had a difficult time. Maybe you've closed yourself off a little bit. But you're sort of slowly healing and transforming and coming out of your shell maybe. Or they're kind of hoping that you are coming out of your shell and maybe more open and receptive to a relationship possibly with them. Now, the overarching energy is the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is a card of commitment. So this person is honestly describing you as somebody that they want to have a committed situation with. So if it's going through, you know, a bit of, you know, with the Two of Wands, where it's kind of like it's uncertain or it's unsure or it's not on sure footing, I think this person wants to give it stability, security, because that is the King of Pentacles. It's somebody who is completely in charge of whatever situation they're in. So I feel like this person wants to take charge of this situation, and I feel that they would describe you again as somebody with the Ace of Cups here who is very, very, very creative. So if, I don't know what creativity you've got, pile number 4, but this person has definitely noticed it within you. You have the ability to be incredibly creative. And also I just think very, very sort of spiritual. I feel like you are quite a spiritual person, and I think this person sees that in you, and they love that about you, because this Death card, you know, it's got all these flowers inside this person. So I feel like inwardly they can see that you are changing and transforming for the better, that you are maybe they are feeling that you are becoming softer with the Queen of Cups. This transformative process that you're going through is that you are becoming softer, that life is allowing you to become softer so that you can let your guard down a little bit and let love in some way. I think that's how they are maybe seeing you, as somebody who's transforming and changing and becoming, this is how they're thinking, maybe softer. Now with the Page of Wands, I mean, that is again a passionate new beginning. So I feel like this person wants a loving new beginning with you, but they want a passionate new beginning with you. Pages, it's all about new beginnings. They might actually be wanting to message you in some way, or convey themselves, communicate with you with the Page of Wands here, and let you know that they how they see you, how they view you. Pages are yeah, there's sort of an excitement about the Page of Wands. So I feel like they're seeing you as somebody who is exciting, somebody who is curious, with this person looking through the, what's that called? Oh, I've forgotten. It's not a, you know, like when it's a magnifying glass, I think. You know, that you are really curious, looking at things, you want to know about stuff. You are somebody that is curious about life. You also, I think you're somebody who's curious about the world. I kind of get that sense that you're curious about the world, maybe different environments. You may be somebody who cares a lot about animals and the environment here. And I feel that they can see that in you. That's what they would say about you, that you're very caring, an environmentalist maybe, an animal lover. Somebody who is very good at empathising, has a lot of empathy for, you know, the suffering of others. But there's somebody that you are somebody that they are very attracted to, and certainly that they feel a lot of love for here, but also equally a lot of passion. Definitely a lot of passion here with Page of Wands. Yeah, there's a lot of you. You've got 2 pages and you've got 2 aces, so they definitely are seeing you and would describe you as either somebody that's maybe on a new cycle in their own life. Is it going through a new cycle in their own life? It's a new dawn for them, so they're thinking it's a new dawn for you, but also they want a new cycle with you. They want a new dawn with you, definitely. But anyway, pile number 4, that has been your reading. I hope you've liked it. If you have, please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Otherwise, I will see you in the next reading. Bye for now.